Thank you. The last thing I wanted to touch base with you about is actually an article that was in the New York Times last week, and this was on awake breast augmentation, basically techniques that are done in a physician's office with the patient under a local type anesthetic but still awake. I wanted to get your insights on that.
I read that article, and to me, it was regressing to the 1970s. When I first went into practice, we didn't have anesthesiologists who would come to our office to provide comfort to the patients. So very often the physician would give the patient a little bit of sedation, make them sleepy, and then put local anesthesia into the breast, and then put in the breast implants. Well, things have changed. The most important thing today is patient safety. So I really never sedate a patient, and also the laws have changed. In New York State, if you provide any sedation, first of all, it has to be a certified OR. Second of all, you need to have an anesthesiologist present. So it's not that we want our patients to be asleep. We found that our patients are more comfortable being asleep. And there's a fallacy of believing that you're going to wake up the patient at the end of the case and say, do you like them? Are they right? I mean, think about going out to a party and having a bunch of martinis, and then think of what your judgment is like. You can't drive at that point in time. You can't sign consents at that point in time. So why do you think that you actually can judge how your body looks? So from the viewpoint of patient safety and realism, we think that this is not anything that should be promulgated. And it's mostly physicians who are non-plastic surgeons who've learned this over a weekend, who can't get an anesthesiologist into their office or don't have a certified office, who want to do it this way. I think of most board-certified plastic surgeons operating in certified ORs, they have an anesthesiologist there, and the patient is very, very comfortable. It may not be very deep general anesthesia, but at least they're kept comfortable.
Yeah, I think those are some very, very good comments, and certainly patient safety is an important point, and then also gets back to kind of sifting through that whole hype and marketing thing that patients sometimes need to sort out. But certainly going to a doctor, I think that has hospital privileges to do, say, a breast augmentation, is probably an important piece of homework that patients should do to try to prevent themselves going to, say, somebody that really has no surgical training that just is doing this in their office.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the main certifying agencies that certifies plastic surgeons' offices, the quadruple ASF, they require a physician to have hospital privileges, whereas the other agencies may not. And that's very important because it's rare to have a complication or a problem, but if you do, you want to be taken care of in an appropriate place. And you want to know that that doctor has hospital privileges to do in his office what he can do in a hospital. So, why go back to the old Wild West days where there was no regulation and, anything went? Patients have to understand that you get what you pay for, and you have unlicensed people or unregulated people who are just trying to do this to make money, so they'll undercut the market. But is your safety and your life worth it?
Well, I think that's great words to end on, and certainly all the insights you've shared with us, Bill, have been great, and I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day to share those with us.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure working with you.
So thank you for joining us on this episode of PS Hot Topics. We're helping you sift through the myths and the hypes in plastic surgery, and we'll look forward to you joining us on future PS Hot Topics.